Is open access right for you and your audience? Open access is a philosophy on the dissemination of knowledge and a business model for publishing companies. Open access as a philosophy on the dissemination of knowledge has several benefits for authors and readers. First, open access guarantees those who are funding research, the public, have access to the results of the research they funded. The NIH and other funders require their research to be published in an open access journal. It allows free access to anyone in the world who has internet connection to read the article. Next, the copyright remains with the author, giving authors the ability to control the dissemination of their research. This may allow their research to have a wider reach, which may improve their chances of being cited. Since we use citation data frequently in promotion and tenure, this benefits the author. However, as a business model for publishers, there are some drawbacks for authors and readers. The first is open access shifts the cost of publishing to the author, who is responsible for the full cost of publishing the article. The library does not provide funds for open access publishing, so if you're interested in publishing open access but don't have the funds, there are a few journals that are free to publish in. The second and most costly disadvantage to authors is predatory publishers who are exploiting the open access model for their own financial gain, without providing appropriate academic publishing standards. This defrauds both the authors and readers and undermines the scientific community. Lastly, open access does not guarantee discoverability of the article, so you will want to make sure that the journal is indexed in popular databases. Is open access right for you? Ask yourself, does my funding agency require open access publishing? If yes, you must follow your funder's requirements, so remember to write in the cost of open access publishing into your grant. Next, do you have the funds to cover the cost? Is that the best use of the funds? And could you get a smaller grant to cover the cost of publishing? Lastly, does this meet one of your publishing goals? Now let's consider if open access is right for your audience. Ask yourself, does your intended audience already have access? If your audience is only other faculty members at institutions who have access through their library, then your audience is going to be able to read your article regardless of whether or not it is open access. The same is true for students. But let's say you're patenting part of the research and you want to promote UCF intellectual property to industry. Industry members who have seen your patent may be looking for more information on the research. This is when open access would be beneficial to your audience. Just remember to turn in your patent application to the Office of Technology Transfer first, before you publish. Now, if your audience is your patients, then they likely do not have access, and open access would be beneficial. However, if your article is not written in lay terminology, free of medical jargon, will it truly benefit your audience? And policymakers may or may not have access, so you may want to consider open access. And lastly, we talked about the global wider reach of open access, but consider whether or not that reach will be beneficial if your article is only available in English. I hope when you're ready to publish your next article, you'll consider whether or not open access is right for you and your audience. Also, don't forget to take advantage of the Getting Published Guide available on the library's website to help you find and evaluate the right journal for your article.